So we're back on Steel Faith Overhaul today in the heart of the Chaos Waste, where Big Bird and the Warriors of Chaos look to meet Grimgor Ironhide and his Greenskin Goon Squad in open battle. This is not from the tournament. The one match of mine I recorded from pool play will go up before I play in the second round, just so people have time to try and counter-pick me. We'll see if they're able to. But I'm going pure rush build against the Greenskins with Sartorial at the helm in this one. I am curious though, do you guys think there's going to be another Greater Demon threat in Game 2 as an endgame boss? And if so, who do you think it's going to be? Considering Nakari's a keeper of secrets with a long history with Malekith, Tyrion, and Teclis, I think he'd be a pretty decent bet. But honestly, I can think of a lot of really cool endgame threats that would get people excited. Maybe worth its own video, we'll see. Hammer of Gork doing what it does best, pasting infantry into oblivion. Definitely a nice way to even up the infantry fight before the lines clash. A lot of orc boys on the field, trolls as well. Rusty Airs for some of that extra armor penetration, and of course, Grimgor, the legend himself, with his demon-forged axe Gitsnik, melded in the fires of Zarnagrund. Taking him down will not be easy. Let's get a screenshot of him real quick. He looks really badass there. But yeah, a lot of trolls on the field, a lot of orc boys, and some decent utility on the flanks in the form of orc chariots and some orc boarboy cav. On my right flank, I've got some Chaos Knights, who do have a bonus versus large and armor piercing. I said doo-doo. When they have armor piercing and bonus versus large in Steel Faith, and they're backed up by some Chaos Warhounds to improve that poison. And that is Shelob, the Arachnarok Queen. She is terrifying in Steel Faith Overhaul. Obviously, she's really good in vanilla as well, summoning some spiders. And I have two units that will be designed for killing her very quickly, the Marauder Horsemasters, which I don't typically bring very often when I'm playing as Chaos, but I think they're going to be a good choice this game just for dealing with the Arachnarok Queen. I did expect to run up against her because she's such a ubiquitous pick for the Greenskins. And they do have a 6 bonus versus large, I believe, so taking down that heavily armored behemoth won't be quite so challenging when I have 2 Javelin Cav throwing their armor-piercing stuff into her. So the spiders are going to go in and try to blunt the charge of the Chaos Warriors in the center. A lot of my Marauders, the 2 meat shields up front, and the Forsaken will be looking to close the gap real fast and get into melee with the front line of Orc Boys. Forsaken should be able to run through them like a hot knife through butter. That won't be a problem whatsoever. But the Marauders will crumble very quickly in the face of this Greenskin assault. And the engagement on the flanks is going to go pretty nicely for me. Chaos Warhounds with poison, tying down those Orc chariots, and the Chaos Knights should be able to eat them up for dinner. On paper, lower metal seems kind of weird to bring against the Greenskins, but they do have the Crimson Killerz. Plague of Rust on them is going to be real nice for me, and just the fact that Sartorial has so much mobility, and his Wind of Magic pool is gigantic in Steel Faith. I think he's a pretty decent pick against the Greenskins. Terror-causing, terror-inducing unit that has that much mobility. Never really a bad choice against the Greenskins if you can use them to his fullest potential there. Got a nice Searing Doom off on the Rusty Airs in the back lines, and here come the Savage Orc Boarboy Big Guns into the front lines of the Chaos Warhounds with poison, blunting the charge there, and the Chaos Knights will be able to follow it up. And there go my Marauder Horsemasters, exactly what I'm using them for, making sure they're on top of Shelob at all times, making sure those javelins are penetrating her and not letting her get too close to my infantry line. And the more damage I can do to her before she closes into melee, the better off I'm gonna be. That's a foot of Gork, and that is some dead Chaos Warriors. Ouch. Now, he did it on Crimson Killerz, so there's some friendly fire there, too. Not even 100% sure that's worth it, as Gehenna's Golden Hounds bounces through some trolls. A little bit of friendly fire, you can see some of my Forsaken getting jibbed there, but also killing some Orc Boys. And Sartorial has made it into the Rusty Airs, killing them off. Need to get him out of melee, though, because there's a lot of poison in that general vicinity. And Grimgor, if he chases down Sartorial, can slaughter him, doing some decent damage to Shelob. And this Cav engagement is kind of a weird one. I do have the bonus versus large, armor piercing a little bit wasted against the Savage Orc Boarboy Big Guns, but that engagement should go pretty well for me because of the poison on top of them. Forsaken chasing down some Savage Orcs in the back lines. I absolutely love Forsaken in vanilla and in Steel Faith. They're just so much fun, so much mobility, but they will run amok in this mod, so you can lose complete control of them, and I think I might have already lost control, which is why they're chasing off stuff in the back lines there. Sartorial is getting beaten on by a Goblin Big Boss and Grimgor, trying to pull him out, but the poison is slowing Sartorial down so much, which is a really good move from Marcus there, making sure that Sartorial can't get away very easily, and I need something to come in and reinforce that, because Grimgor is going to be able to catch up to him if that poison keeps getting sent off in that engagement there. Chaos Knight slamming into the flank of the trolls, and my Warhounds roaring in from behind, getting a nice charge into the back of some Savage Orcs. But yeah, the big bird, the Lord of Change, is having trouble here. Needs some kind of reinforcements. If I lose Sartorial this early in the game, things will go very, very poorly for me. Forsaken doing their work in the back lines, and Hammer of Gork looks to be silenced for now. Chaos Knights coming in to reinforce their Lord, and that will be an important moment right there. Making sure the big boss can't chase after the Lord of Change. Silencing that big boss, completely surround him with a bonus for Slaughter. Yeah, should slaughter him. Oh, another foot of Gork. That is punishing. The Orc Shaman already over 200 kills with 2 foots of Gork. Very powerful spell in Steel Faith, but will soak up a huge portion of your Winds of Magic pool as well. Troll's not looking to go down without a fight, or KOing some unfortunate Chaos Warriors into the dust. The forces are rallying to the Greater Daemon of Tzeentch at the moment, as Grimgor and the Krimson Killerz push inexorably forward. The initial engagement did not go my way whatsoever. You can see the balance bar is very much in the Greenskins' favor at the moment. But I do have an opportunity to kill off these Krimson Killerz now, as the Marauder Force Masters pour in their javelins from the flank, and the Great Weapon Chaos Warriors charge in. Those Krimson Killerz are making short work of my infantry, though. Not very many of them left, and I have to keep the Lord of Change pretty safe at the moment. You see Shelob in the background there, far from the front lines. She slaughtered a unit of Rampaging Forsaken and chased the survivors off the battlefield, but not close to the main battle at the moment. That gives me some time to equalize things as the Everwatcher charges in, and Terror and a rear charge from the Chaos Warhounds will cause a bit of a rout there as Grimgor wades into melee and starts chopping up some Chaos Knights, and that's going to be an engagement he definitely wants. Man, he is going to slaughter some of those guys as he swings Gitsnick about, decapitate some of them, and I'm gonna pull him out because I realize I cannot kill Grimgor without a lot of support. I might have to just wait until everything else is dead, and hopefully he routs, because killing him, not gonna be an easy feat whatsoever. Big charge coming in from the Marauder Horse Masters into the Rusty Heirs, and I don't expect too many of them will come back after that charge. Beautiful. But look at that balance bar. Things are looking very bleak for me at the moment as Grimgor slams, gets nicked down, and that's like Gehenna's Golden Hounds going off, bouncing through the middle of those Savage Orcs. Angry Golden Doggos ripping them up. And there's actually going to be some serious friendly fire there too. That's not good. That's not good at all. How much damage did that do? Actually not too bad. It might just be better against infantry, or they weren't in the radius of that spell for too long there, but yeah, there was definitely some friendly fire there, and Shelob is still over here dealing with the Forsaken. This is a big mistake. She should be way over on the other side of the battlefield. It's cool that she's killing the Forsaken here. Yes, that's an expensive unit. It's 1,000 gold. Getting it off the field is nice, but she needs to be near where Grimgor is. Look at the balance bar. The balance bar is so far in the Greenskins' favor, but the Greenskins are so spread out right now, and Grimgor is completely surrounded, that it's not really that meaningful, because I have him... Grimgor can't get out of this. I mean, making his last stand right now, surrounded by the Warriors of Chaos and the Greater Daemon of Tzeentch smacking on him at the same time. Honestly, not the worst situation he's been in. Pretty much the exact same situation, actually, during the Storm of Chaos, when he dueled Bardet Crom, otherwise known as Crom the Conqueror, and completely surrounded by Chaos Worshippers in that scenario. Of course, he also waded into Hell Pit and soloed Clan Molder there. But not sure the war boss is going to wiggle his way out of it this time. And these Greenskins in the back, the Orc boys, will die to the Chaos Warriors with great weapons. And the Arachnarok Queen is finally stomping her way over. And even with Grimgor pretty close to death, balance bar just massively in the Greenskins' favor. Taking her down is going to be a serious problem. Grimgor will rout. About 1,000 HP left. He's not going to shatter. Killing him is going to be tough, but I'm not really giving him an opportunity to escape. Chaos Knights doing a great job of preventing him from moving, and the Tzeentch Lightning from the Greater Demon might just be enough to finish him off. And I think, yeah, he just died. Or, did he? Yeah, Grimgor just died. Okay, so with Grimgor down now, the complexion of this game changes a little bit. I mean, my Lord of Change has less than 1,000 HP. She's 1 or 2 hits from death. Yeah, about 1,000 HP left. 1 or 2 hits from death. My army is beaten to hell. I don't have a lot of ammo left on my Marauder Horsemasters, which are really the only way I can kill the Ragnarok Queen. Spiders charging in now. Get them off the field, clean them up, but last part of this fight is gonna be really tough. I don't have immunity to psychology on any of my units, except for Sartorial, who's of course unbreakable, but could very easily see a mass rout once Shelob charges into melee because all my units are so low. Gonna be a tough fight. Balance bar kind of shifting back towards the middle of things, but definitely still very much in the Greenskins' favor. And now I just have to use all the ammunition in my repertoire here. Hopefully it's going to be enough to cause some kind of leadership penalty on the Ragnarok. More spiders getting summoned, trying to chase down my Marauder Horsemasters. They can do some damage there, but honestly, I think my Marauder Horsemasters can just beat them straight up in melee. They're like, run! Mr. Spider! The spiders are chasing after you! We're going to kill them real quick. And use that Parthian shot on my Javs. Just whittle it down. But yeah, look how much ammunition. A couple more volleys is all I have left in this unit. And then I'm going to have to commit to melee. And she's got so much HP. Look at that gigantic health pool. Almost 10k left. And not much left on the field for the Warriors of Chaos. How is this one going to go? What's that? That's a Plague of Rust. Alright, so that's going to be pretty good. Lowering the armor by 50 of the Ragnarok. And if we can get some volleys in there, we'll definitely amplify the damage quite substantially. And I'm just running away with my infantry for as long as possible, but those Chaos Warriors will not be able to get away. They're going to get terrified and rout from the field. Everything is beginning to waver. Look at the balance bar. Shifting back in the Greenskins' favor, and now the Ragnarok is coming into solo. Sartorial, can he stomp away? Those spiders have poison, they're slowing him down, and he's exhausted. This looks really bad. If he takes like 1 or 2 hits, he's dead. And she's chasing after. All those units from Chaos just routed. Marauder Horsemasters having to get committed into melee now because they need. Oh my god, he's like 1 hit from death. And yeah, I had to commit them to melee. She was gonna slaughter Sartorial. And if he goes down, Chaos routes straight up. There's no way I win this game if the Lord of Change dies. And she is so angry now. Just want to sink those gigantic mandibles into some juicy man flesh. But she has no support right now. Absolutely no support. There are no other units on the field. Sorry for those frame rate drops. It's shadow play being retarded. It'll even out in a second. And yeah, I mean, a rear charge coming in now. 1 more volley. That's a lot of morale penalties stacking up. And oh, she's wavering. Sartorial charges in now. Final attack here from the Lord of Change. Might do it. Might cause terror. Might cause her to rout. And she's gone. Wow. Ragnarok Queen breaks. Runs for her miserable life. And somehow Chaos manages to take the field. Despite being on the back foot for most of that game. If she had been there when Grimgor was surrounded, Greenskins probably win that. But she was off killing Forsaken, and that was not where she needed to be. But that was a crazy game, man. That balance bar swung so much at the end there. It was like almost all the way in the Greenskins' favor, and then came all the way back when she routed. That Shaman, 160-some kills. Sartorial, almost 200 kills. The Chaos Warriors doing absolutely jack all. But the Krimson Killerz doing work in melee. Ragnarok Queen didn't quite do enough. She was there at the end. Greenskins probably take that. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. More content coming very soon. See you guys next time.